All right, let's look at exercise 11.7 and 11.8. Similar to 5 and 6 from before, but now instead of absorption costs plus pricing, we're going to use variable cost plus pricing. So similar information in the question stem. So per unit cost information is as follows. Direct material is still $10 per unit. Direct labor is still $15 per unit. Variable manufacturing overhead is $4 a unit. Fixed manufacturing overhead is $8 per unit. Variable selling and administrative expense is $3 per unit. And fixed selling and administrative expense is $1.50 per unit. Desired ROI per unit is $10. Utilizing the variable cost plus pricing method, we're going to calculate the markup percentage in exercise 11.7, and then in exercise 11.8, we'll calculate the target price using that markup percentage. So again, some of the information, ROI per unit is $10. We want to figure out what is the fixed cost per unit. So remember, under variable costing, the cost base, we can skip ahead to here. The cost base under variable costing is all the variable costs. So it's not absorption costing method. So here, our direct material, our direct labor, our variable manufacturing overhead, as well as our variable selling and admin make up the cost base. So if you add those up, the $10 in material, 15 in labor, 4 in variable overhead, 3 in variable selling and admin, you get a variable cost base of $32. So that's what we're basing the percentage, the markup percentage off of. What we have to cover then, that markup has to cover our ROI, which is the $10, which is that desired profit. And it also has to cover all of our fixed expenses. In this case, the fixed manufacturing overhead of $8 a piece per unit and the fixed selling and admin of $1.50 per unit. So it has to cover the $9.50. So if we look at exercise 11.7 and we look at the formula to calculate the markup percentage, the amount of the cost base that we have to mark up, again, look at the numerator. This is what that markup has to cover. It has to cover the ROI per unit and it has to cover the fixed costs per unit. So we take that, the numerator, is the ROI plus the fixed selling and admin. We add those up. If you do the math there, you see it's $19.50 per unit, and we divide that into the variable cost base of $32. We get a markup percentage of just shy of 61%. So that means we have to mark up our cost base, our variable cost base, by 61% in order to achieve covering our fixed costs and generating that ROI per unit of $10. And that's leading us into exercise 11.8 to determine that target selling price. We take the cost base of $32, we multiply it by the markup percentage, which is 60.94%, and then we add that back to the cost base. So you can see the formula there. It's the 60.94% times the cost base gets us the markup, and we'll show it similar to what we did before. The actual markup, it's the percentage times the cost base. So our markup is $19.50, and then we add that back to the target selling price of to the cost base of $32. That's how we arrive at the target selling price of $51.50.